2 tons and is 17.5 feet in length. It is meant to shoot 800 kilogram stone grape shots from its barrel as opposed to the more traditional singular cannonball, making it a true powerhouse of a weapon, or at least it would have been if it had ever been fired. This cannon was cast in bronze in 1586 and by all accounts is a more symbolic weapon than a practical one. 12. Nitro Express 700. If you've got money to burn, these next 2 guns are for you. The Nitro Express 700 is a big game rifle, or a rifle meant for sports hunting. It was created by Holland & Holland in 1988, with designers Jim Bell and William Fieldstein heading its creation. This gun fires a 1,000 grain bullet that will make you dig deep into your wallet. Not only does the gun itself go for a price between $10,000 and $260,000, but each cartridge costs $100 each. 13. Most expensive pistols in the world. Alternatively, if you're willing to spend the money, you can buy yourself a set of pistols made of star stuff. Cabot Gun's Big Bang pistol set is made out of meteorite and goes for $4.5 million. The original design of this gun is based on a 1911 semi-automatic pistol. But instead of traditional materials, everything, according to Rob Banchin, but the springs, sears, barrels, hammer strut, pins, screws, and slide rails is made of space rock. This pair of pistols, much like the Swiss minigun, are more likely to be shown off in a gun show than being used for self-defense. But the ability is there if needed. 14. AK-47. The AK-47 has made it into the Guinness Book of Records as the most widely spread weapon in the world. With 100 million Kalashnikov rifles currently in use, a symbolic weapon as much as a physical one, the AK-47 has appeared numerous times throughout pop culture as a symbol of dominance and violence. This gun was invented by Mikhail T. Kalashnikov, who created a prototype for the AK-47 in 1947. With a degree of assistance from German designer Hugo Smesser, it remains such a popular gun because it requires little training to fire. It is worth noting that the AK-47, along with the AR-15, is often among gun owners by enthusiasts, resulting in their appearing not only on the battlefield but in a number of national and international tragedies. The popularity of the gun may see its sales soar, but its reputation is becoming one less of glory and more of civic awareness. 15. Glock 17. The Glock 17 makes it into the record books for its sheer ability to survive. Chuck Taylor put one of these guns to test for 18 years ago, exposing it to what he calls torture testing. Taylor immersed his Glock in salt water and exposed it to sand, snow, and mud, while also firing it at an extreme range of temperatures. He even left the gun at the bottom of the ocean for 6 months, but upon its retrieval, the weapon could still fire. Call it the Nokia 3310 of the arms world, but the Glock 17 is made to stand up to time. Now for something a bit less lethal. The world's largest Nerf gun, modified from the guns that the toy company usually sells, belongs to Mark Rober. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the record was established on June 22, 2016. The gun in question is 6 feet long and built from scratch by Mr. Rober, who lives in Sunnyvale, California. The gun is also operational as it fires. There are already more weapons than imaginable circulating throughout the world, whether they be for show or for day-to-day use. Still, there are some weapons and some weapons wielders who stand out from the rest. Take a look at these 20 examples of exceptional weaponry, and you'll see the scope of engineering and physical brilliance that exist in the world today. 1. Bob Munden. First, for your consideration is gunslinger Bob Munden. Mr. Munden has a talent for marksmanship that nearly no one can match, much as his 18 world records can attest. Using his preferred Colt 45 caliber, he can fire from the hip at speeds that are nearly inhuman, while hitting targets from obscene accuracy. He has hit flying quarters and can track targets through their reflection on a diamond ring, and has been clocked at .002 seconds for his draw. Munden's skill with his Colt 45 even landed him an appearance on Stan Lee's Superhumans television show, which showcased him as unique in his speed and accuracy. 2. Longest sniper shot in the world. Where Munden is fast, British sniper Craig Harrison is deadly accurate. While serving as a corporal in Afghanistan, Harrison made a sniper shot at 2,707 yards, blowing his competition and his enemies out of the water. In 2009, Harrison was stationed in Afghanistan. He assisted his unit as they combated a surprise attack from the Taliban. Several of Harrison's shots aided his companions in their escape from combat. To make these utterly unique shots, Harrison made use of a Wayfair Magnum L115A3. This lightweight sniper rifle weighs 15 pounds and usually is most effective within a range of 1,504 yards. Harrison made use of this sniper rifle's incredible power in order to save his allies, all while combating the influence of the wind, air temperature, humidity, and the rotation of the Earth, truly going above and beyond the call of duty. 3. Jerry McCulloch. Continuing this perusal of outstanding shooters, we can look to Jerry McCulloch. McCulloch set the world record for speed shooting in 2013 using his 8-shot revolver. With this revolver, he managed to shoot off all 8 shots in 1 second. He then proceeded to hit 4 targets in 1.806 seconds, then fire another 12 shots with a reload in 2.99 seconds. It's unclear at this point who is the faster gunslinger, McCulloch or Munden. Munden shoots from the hip with outstanding accuracy, but McCulloch seems to have the corner market on quantity. 4. Simo Haiha. Speaking of quantity, there's a difference between aiming at targets and aiming at real people. Polish sniper Simo Haiha stands above and beyond the competition. During 1939 and 1940, otherwise known as the Winter War, Haiha earned the nickname the White Death, as he took out between 505 and 542 enemy combatants. Haiha's White Death moniker came from his tendency to hide in the snow in order to limit the glint from his iron sight. Haiha was especially long-lived, even after his career as a sniper came to an end. Passed away somewhat recently in 2002. 5. Patrick Flanagan. However, we're not through the wave of men who want to be considered the fastest gun in the West. Patrick Flanagan, master of the shotgun, has also made motions towards claiming this title. Flanagan performs for audiences somewhat consistent darts that Rober also created himself, along with the help from engineers known as Ryan and David from YouTube's Electrical Engineering. 17. Biggest working pistol. The largest working revolver has also been recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records. Ryszard Tobis of Poland built a replica of a Remington 1859 revolver that weighs 99.2 pounds and stands at just over 4 feet in length. This gun holds up to 6 custom-made bullets that weigh in at just under 5 ounces apiece. 18. Most guns shot at one time. The NRA attempted to set the record for the most guns firing 2 rounds at the same time in 2016. 1,000 folks came together, aimed at targets, and created a cacophony. The Guinness Book of World Records does not acknowledge this would-be record and has not commented on why the record was denied. But the extremely specific circumstances of the NRA's stunt, with its mismatch of guns, for example, or the strangeness of its entire situation, may be related to this event's lack of acknowledgement. Yeah! 19. Tsar Bomb. The Tsar Bomb is another one of Russia's most powerful weapons. This bomb was tested but never used against any of Russia's enemies. The Tsar Bomb is a conglomeration of designs ranging from Project 27000, Product Code 202, RDS 220, and Kuzinka Mat, according to Stephen Dowling. The bomb's creation was a desperate attempt to strike another blow against the United States in the Cold War. However, the bomb was too large to fit into any aircraft available at the time, so the plane that carried the bomb was specially modified. Even so, pilot Andrei Dernasev flew the plane that dropped the bomb on October 30th, 1961. And the destruction was so notable that the Tsar Bomb remains a non-nuclear source of concern to this day. And number 20. Most powerful nuclear weapon. A number of the weapons on this list is worth noting are Russian in origin. This includes one of the most powerful nuclear missiles in the world. The R-36 missile was created in 1974 and remains one of the most frightening intercontinental ballistic missiles to be considered as a weapon of war. Many variations of the original nuclear missile have been produced. At their best, the missiles had a range of 16,000 kilometers and were 36.6 meters in length. As of yet, it appears that none of these missiles had been launched, but their presence remains ominous. And that is a list of 20 different weapons and weapon wielders who stand above the rest in the arms world. If you enjoyed the information we had to share, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay up to date with our latest content.
You don't know me.
And displays as much skill with his technique and accuracy as his speedy competitors. His use of a different gun than either McCulloch or Munden, though, make it difficult to compare him to this array of skilled shooters. 6. Victor Marx. There's little contention over the title World's Fastest Disarmer. Victor Marx claims to have obtained this title. Marx works primarily as an entertainer who likes to grab the attention of his audiences with dangerous gun and martial arts stunts. One such stunt includes the use of an unloaded tactical H2H, which he has a volunteer press to his head. When the volunteer fires, Marx proceeded to render them weaponless through an extraordinary, swift attack to his opponent's wrist. Whether or not Victor is certifiably one of the fastest men to disarm an attacker is up for debate. Even in light of his incredible speed, while he doesn't hold any records like some of the other gunslingers on this list do, he still seems to have earned the right to bill himself as one of the world's fastest disarmers based on the danger of the stunts he undertakes.
Puts it to my head from right here.
7. Ultra Skas machine gun. The Ultra Sapentali Kamarski Advastani Sarkanali machine gun, or the Ultra Skas, is meant to be fired from an aircraft. It stands as Russia's fastest single-barrel machine gun, not to mention one of the fastest single-barrel machine guns ever to be made. It is a gas-operated revolver machine gun and is significant in size. Over the years, it has been used by Russia, the Republic of China, and the Second Spanish Republic as a form of aerial defense. 8. Fastest gun in the world. Metal Storm Limited is both a weapons manufacturer and the name of one of the fastest guns in the world. The weapon in question that these folks seem to have produced is a 36-barrel prototype that fires 600, then 30,000, then 60K, then 1 million rounds per minute. This gun's original design is credited to inventor J. Mike O'Dwyer, though it's unclear as to whether or not these guns have entered practical use. All the same, it's undeniable that this 36-barrel weapon is one of the fastest automatic unmanned guns currently in production. 9. Largest gun mounted on a ship. The Yamato and the Masahi were naval vessels that happened to be graced with some of the largest guns in existence. These Japanese ships were mounted with 45.7-centimeter guns in order to combat the advance of Allied forces during World War II. Unfortunately, these guns never saw use. Both the Yamato and the Masahi were sunk by American forces in 1944 and 1945, perhaps for the best, as the 3,200-pound shells that these guns could fire were made to travel 27 miles, making them more than capable of doing serious damage to any number of enemies. 10. The world's smallest gun. Now, for a change in pace, we'll move away from the world's larger gun and take a look at one of its smallest. The Swiss minigun is the smallest working revolver in the world. At just 2 inches in length, the Swiss minigun weighs less than 1 ounce. Its bullets are 2.34mm caliber that either come as blank or live rounds, depending on your preference. Even so, the Swiss minigun is generally considered to be a collector's item. The guns themselves are rarely fired. 11. The largest bombard by caliber in the world. We immediately move back to the big guns on this one. The Tsar cannon in Russia, also known as the Bombarda, is an absolutely gigantic cannon. This gun weighs in at 39.31